Good evening. Welcome to the,
Almost
almost ready.
ready. Sit down.
Good evening. Welcome to the Mayor and Council regular meeting, Wednesday, oops, hold on. July 23rd, 2025. This meeting is also being conducted telephonically. The dial-in number is 425-436-6365, access code 213563, and the meeting may also be viewed on the Ramsey YouTube channel, and that can be accessed through the Borough website. May I please have a roll call?
Mayor Dillon,
Here.
Councilwoman Cusick,
Here.
Councilman Gutwetter,
Here.
Councilman Kilman,
Here.
Councilman Popolo,
Here.
Councilwoman Poppy,
Here.
Councilwoman Woods.
Here.
Thank you. I will ask Officer Warnett to please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of all citizens to have advance notice of and to attend all meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting the public is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, notice of this meeting of the Mayor and Council was published in the Bergen Record and the Suburban News on Wednesday, January 15th, 2025. Can we please have approval of the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the June 25th, 2025 meeting.
I second it, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Were there any comments on the minutes? Not hearing any. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cusick,
Yes.
Councilman Gutwetter,
Yes.
Councilman Kilman,
Yes.
Councilman Popolo,
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppy,
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods.
Abstain as I was absent.
Thank you. Okay, communications.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion to receive and file the following communications as listed on tonight's agenda.
Thank you. Second?
This is Councilwoman Cusick, I second.
Thank you. Any comments on the communications? Okay, well, I will say that I think we accept with regret
Yes.
the retirement of Carolyn Green and Ralph Venturini from the building department. They will be surely missed. They are wonderful people, and it's our loss that they're retiring. Okay, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cusick.
Yes.
Councilman Gutwetter,
Yes.
Councilman Kilman,
Yes.
Councilman Popolo,
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppy,
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, can I please have a motion to go out of order, so we can jump over to appointments and consent resolutions? Because I want to make sure I give enough time for public hearing tonight, since we have so many people.
Yes, Madam Mayor, I make a motion to go out of order with the appointments.
Madam Mayor, I second that.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. I hereby make the following appointments. Diane Warnett, Sergeant, Ramsey Police Department. Nicholas Moser, Ramsey Volunteer Fire Department. Ralph Hertler, Ramsey Rescue Squad. Enzo Bernarbe, Ramsey Rescue Squad. Kyle Lynch, Ramsey Rescue Squad. Kiernan Mueller, Ramsey Rescue Squad Explorer Member. And Kathy Daney, Planning Board Alternate 2. Can we have the consent resolutions, please?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Be it resolved that resolutions 124, 2025 through and including 143, 2025, having been considered by the governing body of the Borough of Ramsey B, and are hereby passed and approved. There are no special permit requests tonight. There's a block party request at 17 Tulip Street, requesting a block party on September 13th from 12 noon until 8 p.m.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Okay, any comments on the resolutions? Not hearing any. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cusick.
Yes.
Councilman Gutwetter,
Yes.
Councilman Kilman,
Yes.
Councilman Popolo,
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppy,
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods.
Yes.
Okay, at this point, I'd like to call up Diane Warnett to be sworn in as sergeant. solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Steve, you want to say any words?
Sure.
Congratulations.
I've known Diane for 22 years now. We've a lot of calls together, worked on the same squad for a number of years. Just looking forward to her bringing her expertise, her experience, her years of knowledge to the police department, adding her own touch to it, and we look forward to many years of her leadership. So thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you. Second, just for a minute, I want to thank everybody for coming out. I know it's hard to get people out in the middle of July in the summer. This has been a long time coming. I just want to say, 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. It was members of my department and members of this community that were lifting me up when I was falling down. And now it's my turn to lift this town, this department up, and I'm looking forward to the challenge. So thank you for coming out. To all the other appointees, I apologize, I cannot stay. I actually have to go to work. But congratulations on your accomplishments as well. Thank you very much.
So Diane, you just have to sign it.
You go.
On the right side. Oh, Judy has the pen. Is there anybody else here who I?
I need that pen back, sorry.
Appointed, that wants to be sworn in?
We have two from
Come on up.
Thank you, congrats.
Hi, guys. Okay, so tell me, who do we have? Okay.
I'll stand up here, you can stay next to us. All right, I'm good.
All right, now you guys. Come on down here.
Kathy
You'll just say whatever they want to do.
and May, Deirdre, Kathy's here too. Do you want to do her at the same time? Yeah, Kathy, do you want to come up and get sworn in?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yay.
Her oath is down there.
I'll read it and then you just fill in what you guys are doing, okay? I'll read it to you. So everybody else say aye. Oh, raise your right hand. Aye. Solemnly swear. That I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of rescue squad, fire department, planning board, according to the best of my ability. I do further solemnly swear.
anybody about.
Fill out the right side.
The Mont Blanc is mine. It's probably scam.
Good, yes, good.
Oh. When?
Congratulations.
I still didn't.
Good, how are you?
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. That's, is this yours, Shane? With the key on it?
Oh, yeah, that's me. Thank you.
Haas Farmer Tech is me, thank you.
Which one? We have one for,
Is that,
is that Pete?
did you take it? Looks like a little No. This is mine. Wait, this is Haas.
Right?
The thing is, it's not my pen, it's my wife's pen.
Oh my God. People here that I haven't seen in forever.
Okay, back to it.
Okay.
All right, so do I have a motion to go back into order?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I make a motion to go back into the regular order. Next is public comment.
I second.
Thank you, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, this is now the public comment. Let me do the introduction of it, and then we're happy to hear what you have to say. Okay, public comment. Anyone wishing to address the governing body, please give your name, spelling the last name and address. Please speak in an audible tone and address your comments to the chair. There will be a 5-minute time limit per speaker unless reduced because of the volume of business on the agenda. Please note, public comment is your time. And respect and fairness to all, there will be no interruptions or questions answered during your time. No time shall be ceded to anyone else, and no time shall be saved for later use. Any responses may be given during the governing body's comments later in the meeting or as directed by the chair. The borough clerk is the official timekeeper. Okay, so who wants to go first? Step on up.
Thank you. My name is Nick Capuano, C-A-P-U-A-N-O. I live at 50 Highwood Road, Ramsey. Good evening, Mayor, council members. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I'm here on behalf of the Ramsey pickleball community. So by a show of hands, would all the pickleball players in the room please acknowledge themselves? Raise your hand, please. Both hands up. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you very much. So, I'd also like to submit on record a petition that I have of signed over 300 Ramsey residents, and I'll give that to you at the end of my speech, and expressing shared concerns about the current and future state of our town's pickleball facilities. For additional context, I have a cell phone. There are 782 players on the Ramsey Finch Park Team Reach group, many of whom could not be here tonight, but strongly support the effort that we're here and we're going to be talking about. We're here because we are deeply concerned about the condition, access, and scheduling of the Ramsey pickleball courts. Pickleball is just more than a game. Pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports in the country, and it's here to stay. It's taught in our schools, in my school, in the Ramsey schools. It's taught in our Ramsey Community School. It's embraced by residents of all ages, young, old, male, female, all genders. It's easy to learn, accessible for all skill levels. It's social, it's inclusive, which helps build friendships, and it builds our community. It's great for health, promoting physical fitness activity and mental well-being. Pickleball connects people. It's become a valued part of this community. At the June 11, 2025 meeting, two households expressed concern about pickleball noise. One of them purchased their house in 2024, knowing it was adjacent to the courts. That raises the question, why buy next to train tracks if you don't like the whistle? So in legal and planning terms, this is known as coming to a nuisance. The activity exists first, and the new resident knowing near it. So, the pool court access. Let's begin with the pool courts. Until recently, these courts were well-used and well-loved community resource. But due to changes in access, they are now rarely available to residents. The new schedule severely limits opportunities to play, especially for working adults and families, school-aged children. Limiting the hours at the pool courts forces players to look elsewhere, which leads us to Finch Park. Finch and East Oak Court scheduling, and this was the ordinance of 13/2025. We recognize that the amendments of the ordinance of 13/2025 were passed with good intentions, absolutely, specifically to address concerns about noise and crowding. But in practice, the new rules are overly restrictive and unbalanced. Here's what we're facing. Finch Park hours now end at 8 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. Exclusive resident hours are minimal, and just a few weekday mornings and 2 small weekday windows. And East Oak is even more limited, with Sunday play ending at 4 o'clock and weekday access tapering off at 7 p.m. These restrictions don't match the growing number of players and the varied schedules of those who play. Instead, they limit the access and put more pressure on Finch Park, which brings me to Finch Park. Finch Park courts, they opened September 29th, I believe 2022, I may be off on that. Within weeks, players noticed severe problems, serious problems. The courts were uneven and poorly pitched. There were dead spots that ruined the rhythm of play. The surface began to peel within a month, and water pools after rain, making the courts very unplayable. These aren't the small cosmetic issues. They make fresh play frustrating, and they've gone unresolved for 2 years. In closing, we respectfully request the following steps. Reassess and expand the hours at the pool and Finch Park Court, especially in the evenings. Revisit amended ordinance 13-2025 and work with residents, please work with us, and players to strike a fair balance. Prioritize proper resurfacing and repair of Finch courts. Additionally, we request that Land Associates presents a plan for the proposed renovations, basketball courts and pickleball courts at the future meeting. Please, please explore the idea of possibly flipping the current basketball courts and the pickleball courts to better serve both sports. Please explore the installation of lights and the expansion play from maybe 4 courts to 8 courts at Finch. We are happy to volunteer, all of us, and there's a lot more of us, to volunteer and offer our time to be a part of this process. These courts aren't just asphalt and nets. They're where friendships are formed, health is improved, and the community is built. We urge you to support this growing community and help us move forward together. Thank you very much. Madam Mayor, I have a petition on, may I?
Please give it to Ms. Bendia.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your very eloquent words. Okay, is there anybody else that wants to speak?
And Nick.
Yes, John Hanna, HANNA 125 Momar Drive. I'm here to speak on behalf of tennis. But we are kindred spirits, certainly, with respect to our cause. So I'm going to speak specifically with respect to the courts at Oak Street, because we live on Momar Drive, and the back of our home faces the pool parking lot. And so our house on a straight line is about 200 feet from the courts on Oak Street. So whatever sounds are emitted from there, we are exposed to constantly. And really the only sounds that we hear, especially more recently, is the bop, bop, bop of pickleball. And we don't consider that to be an unpleasant sound, but the sound of people enjoying themselves and participating in exercise and recreation. Honestly, I would say the noise emitted from the pool is much more significant. We have people parking all over our street, and there is music on particular nights and a lot of noise. But again, I'm not here to complain about that, because that's part of living within a community and within a neighborhood. It is part of simply, we don't live in a rural plot of 10 acres that has no neighbors. We live in town. We know where we're living, and we understand that this is simply part of sharing a community with others. So now, with respect to this particular regulation that has sort of unfolded over the past several weeks, we as a family have kind of participated, I think, unknowingly in what has taken place. Because my sons, my two boys, one is a college student, the other one's entering college, just graduated high school. They've taken an interest in playing tennis. And their younger sister, who's 10 years old, sort of shows up with them sometimes to be part of the action because she doesn't want to miss out on whatever her big brothers are doing. And so my younger son, decided that he wanted to play tennis early in the morning ahead of beginning his summer job. And I thought this was a pretty good thing that we would want to encourage. So he went and played, and then somebody came out and told him to stop cursing, which he wasn't doing, and then ended up calling the police on him. And then subsequently, my two sons were playing in the evening during hours of regulation, when again somebody came out and sort of complained, and they just simply said, we're allowed to be here. And as soon as closing time hit, this person said, I'm calling the police. And so I understand that there are sensitivities, and people have different makeup of what they can endure in terms of noise, in terms of what bothers them. But honestly, I think young people, and honestly people of all ages, participating in exercise, being outside, enjoying themselves, is the kind of activity that we as a community should wish to encourage. I think it's certainly, at least insofar as I'm concerned as a father, I'm very happy that my children are outside exercising instead of inside on screens or doing anything else that might tend to be a little more troublesome. Right? And so this is, now again, and I think we want to, if this were vandalism, if it were assault, if it were stuff that were dangerous, then certainly the balance would weigh in the direction of those the smaller number who might be affected. But in this case, I think the balance of interests weighs substantially in favor of permitting the exercise and the outdoor activity and the enjoyment that all of us get to be a part of. This is not, I think, again, has already been said in the opening statement by Mr. Capuano, you live by the tennis courts. We live by the tennis courts. We understand. Maybe there were some things you could be blind to. Whenever you buy a house, there are certain things that you may not be aware of that come with the home. But again, once you're there, you realize, well, I guess I should have taken notice of that, or this is what it's like to live in this community. And in particular, I think extended daylight hours are during the time of year when midday hours are particularly intemperate or hot. Therefore, the hours in the evening are more conducive to people playing and enjoying themselves. I tried to play last Saturday in the middle of the day with my son, and I almost suffered from heat exhaustion, right? I had to swallow my pride and beg out. I was like, okay, I'm done, and we need to go home, right? And so it's really honestly, on Sunday, and I know you guys do your best to I'm not here to criticize you. I know you're doing your best. But I think especially on Sunday, it's too early. 6 on Saturday is just too early. These daylight hours are really when people want to be outside and want to be playing and want to be enjoying themselves. And I'll reiterate the interest, especially that we have of young people enjoying the amenities of living in Ramsey. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Stacy McMahon, M-C-M-A-H-O-N, 8 Valley View Drive, Ramsey. For the public record, I want to read a letter I sent to the Borough Administrator on June 12, 2025, prior to the evening's Mayor and Council work session that amended Ordinance 13, 2025. Dear Mayor Dillon and Ramsey Council members, as you may know, pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the United States. More recently, in the health news, members of a community that played racket sports such as badminton, tennis, and pickleball stood out in life longevity. The public's interest, especially in pickleball, is ever increasing, and for good reason. It promotes a healthy lifestyle physically, mentally, and socially. With the tremendous growth in the sport, Ramsey residents have been extremely pleased to play on the East Oak courts. We recently discovered that the mayor and council are considering an amendment to the ordinance 13/2025. Upon review of the proposed amendment, Ramsey residents have questions about the assignment of exclusive Ramsey resident playtime as well as the proposed available playtime. Many Ramsey residents prefer to play pickleball at the East Oak courts as opposed to the Finch Park courts. The courts at Finch Park, while they're dedicated pickleball courts, have become overrun with people, hence the preference for East Oak courts. We understand that ordinance number 12-2010, passed on July 14th, 2010, authorized reconstruction and resurfacing of the East Oak courts for $160,000. We also understand that Ramsey paid $85,000, or 53.1% of the cost, while Bergen County paid $75,000, or 46.9%. Ramsey residents therefore are surprised that our Ramsey mayor and council did not allocate a corresponding percentage of exclusive playtime for Ramsey residents at the East Oak courts. As our elected Ramsey mayor and council, we expected your support in this matter. The ordinance number 1325, amendment change, allots only 8 hours per week of Ramsey exclusive play on East Oak courts, with no allotted time for weekday mornings for our residents. The times allotted to Ramsey residents at Finch Park are a total of 18.5 hours per week and exclude exclusive play 3 mornings per week, as well as some weekend times. We would prefer to have exclusive Ramsey resident playtime at East Oak courts Monday through Friday, 9 to 12, and from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 11. In addition, since we play outdoors, especially in the summer heat, we request that the courts remain playable until 6 p.m. on Sundays. We ask the mayor and council to consider our request and to support the Ramsey tennis and pickleball players. End of letter. Now I have another subject, supporting the growth of pickleball in Ramsey. With the increasing growth of pickleball across the country, there is also a growing body of research that highlights the many social, health, and wellness benefits associated with the sport. Below are just a few examples of recent studies and articles that support its positive impact. Pickleball's popularity surges, health benefits abound, Penn State. Health benefits of pickleball, Duke University. The mental and physical benefits of pickleball for college students, Pickle for Pay. How pickleball helps promote healthy aging, Columbia Doctors. The social side of pickleball, how the sport is building communities. Here in Ramsey, the sport has become much more than just a recreational activity. It has become a bridge to community. Many of us have formed lasting relationships with people we might never have the opportunity to meet otherwise. From my perspective, that's one of the most meaningful and cherished aspects of being involved in this sport. In addition, I'm sharing the links to companies that offer acoustic noise-reducing fencing solutions specifically designed for pickleball courts. Some of them look really good. These providers offer case studies and product details that show how other towns have addressed similar concerns successfully. I'm also including the pickleball court rules and regulations from the Township of Rivervale, which demonstrates how a nearby community has implemented a well-maintained and respectful court system. Thank you for your time and your consideration. I truly believe that with thoughtful planning, pickleball can continue to grow in a way that benefits the entire Ramsey community, promoting health, connection, and quality of life for residents of all ages. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Come on up.
My first time here, so bear with me, okay?
And your name, sir, and please spell the last name?
Yes. Good evening. My name is Desmond Lim from 273 Elizabeth Avenue.
And can you spell the last name, please? for
Lim,
Ms. Kennedy?
L-I-M.
Say it again.
L-I-M.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay. I would like to make some comments on the neighbors who complained about the pickleball noise in the last meeting.
Mhm.
I understand that the noise bothered them. However, when they brought their house, they already knew that there were tennis and pickleball courts there behind them, just immediately behind them. And also, I also want to note that there's really no continuous 12 hours of pickleball noise, which they mentioned in the meeting, right? These courts were not used throughout the day, and especially during the hot summers, where nobody's playing there in the hot afternoon. The buyers, when they bought the place, they chose to move there. They chose to move to the nuisance, so-called. Now, would you apply the same thing to people who move next to the rail track or near to the airport and says that you got to shut down the airport or shut down the rail track, right? Because ultimately, they want to shut down the pickleball courts. I think that's totally unreasonable. So right now, they seem to be having buyer's remorse because of this noise. So, and these courts have been providing much joy and fun to people of our ages in our community, right? And with these new restrictive hours that was passed just last month, especially on Sundays, which ends at 4 p.m., that is really totally unreasonable. Because who is going to be able to enjoy the summertime at 4 if they cannot play after 4 p.m.? So I would respectfully request that the hours be extended to like 8:30 p.m. or dusk, so that people can enjoy and have much more fun. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Roseanne Kammerer, Kammerer, 14 Larch Avenue. Ramsey is an amazing, active community. I take such pride in living in this town, and when I see people running, walking, riding bikes, playing baseball at the fields, it brings me so much joy. I live close to the pickleball courts, so when I drive by, I see people playing pickleball and tennis. Our pickleball and tennis courts over by the pool, for me personally, give me a chance to exercise and stay healthy during my retirement. I have also met many new friends. Everyone is so welcoming and inclusive. I see grandparents playing with their grandchildren, young families, everyone from seniors to little kids. I know you have recently installed pickleball courts at Finch Park, and many don't go there because it is a completely different level of play. There are over 700 members on Team Reach, and it's not the Ramsey community environment. Here at the pool courts, it is very social and fun. I don't know if any of you have been there in the evenings, but when I drive by at night, the amount of teenagers that are playing pickleball and tennis is just so great to see. They are not in their house, in their basements, on their phones. They are outside exercising, being social, and interacting. What more could we ask from our youth? I am shocked to see that the pickleball courts close at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 4 o'clock on Sundays. It's summertime. It's beautiful outside. We want people to get outside and enjoy the fresh air and exercise. We want to promote healthy living. Many people work and are not able to play until the early evening. And because somebody new moved to our community and can't handle the noise, all of this has to change. I don't think that's really fair. The courts were here before they moved in. I'm not here to badmouth anyone, but I know firsthand and through conversations, people are being harassed for being on the courts. And I'm sorry, it's just not right, and it's really sad, and it's upsetting to a lot of people. Last week I went to the courts during the day, and there was a younger mom with her 3 teenagers playing, and they were having so much fun. And I knew the mom, and I went up to her, and I said, please don't be so loud, because the neighbor will call the police on you. And the boy said, oh my gosh, that guy called the police. The mom was surprised, she didn't even know. And myself, so, you know, that just shouldn't be happening. 2 days ago when I was there and I was on the courts, I was talking to a young tennis player, and he said he was there the other night with his little brother playing tennis and was on the courts, and all of a sudden the cops came and was chasing them off the courts. He felt terrible. He was there with his little brother. The courts are not used 65 days a year, 24 hours a day. The courts are not used when it's windy. They're not used when they are wet. The courts are not used when it's raining and when it's snowing, and the courts are not used after 4:30 in the fall. It gets dark. The courts are not used practically all day during the summer because it's too hot to play. People wait until it gets cooler and they go out after dinner. They want to go out after work when the sun is not so high and so strong. It just makes sense. It makes me so sad that our young teens are not able to go out and enjoy the time with their friends. How many of you have raised children? What did we always say? Go outside and play. That's what we want for our kids. So I think we really need to look at these hours and reconsider, and I hope you will, because you are representing the good of everyone. And I'm just asking that you reconsider and look at the big picture and look at how many people you are impacting. And I really hope that you decide to do what's right for the Ramsey community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Laura Capuano, C-A-P-U-A-N-O. I live at 50 Highwood Drive. Good evening, Mayor and Council members. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I'm here respectfully to propose an update to the operating hours for the pool courts to better align with seasonal use and the needs of our Ramsey community. I'm suggesting new hours as follows: October 1st through April 1st, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. or dusk, whichever comes first. Sometimes that's 4:35 p.m. April 1st through October 1st, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. as it was daily, so people can enjoy the cooler hours. These hours reflect both practical use and community consideration. During the colder months, midday is when the courts are most likely to be used, as the sun sets early and temperatures are lower. In contrast, the hotter summer months make midday play unpleasant and even unsafe. So allowing play in the cooler morning and evening hours ensures broader access and greater comfort, especially for those who work or attend school during the day. This adjustment is also a fair compromise to those who have voiced concerns, since overall it does offer a reduction in hours. It reflects seasonal shifts and aligns usage patterns with community behavior. We believe this is a common sense approach that serves the broadest number of Ramsey residents. To sympathize with noise concerns, I'd like to offer the additional possibilities of relocating the designated pickleball courts to the shaded front corner of the pool court area, further away from the neighbors who've expressed frustration over noise. This is a neighborly solution that shows we are willing to adapt without removing a cherished community activity altogether. Another suggestion is installation of noise barriers on the fences, as I realize there are some very good options that neighboring towns have installed. At the last meeting, a resident raised concerns about mental health impacts related to the sound of pickleball. While I respect his right to voice concerns, I also believe it's important we keep perspective. You can find nearly anything to support a point on the internet. In contrast, I could cite hundreds of credible studies showing how engaging in sports like pickleball contributes to the mental clarity, reduced anxiety, physical health, and cognitive function, particularly for seniors. Regarding the topic of music, I agree it's an unnecessary added noise. However, the town pool just across the street is allowed to host live bands until 10 p.m. Banning music altogether at the adjacent courts seems inconsistent. That said, a reasonable compromise could be to discourage or limit music at the pool courts and encourage players who enjoy music while playing to use the Finch Park courts instead. Now about Finch Park. Yes, it is designated for pickleball, but that's only part of the story. The truth is those courts are in a serious state of disrepair. They were constructed incorrectly from the start. Dead spots, uneven pitch, and multiple depressions make for frustrating experience while playing. Rain renders them unusable for at least 24 hours unless players bring towels and spend time drying puddles manually. Only 4 courts exist, and they're open to players from surrounding towns. The result, overcrowding every weekday from 4 to 8 p.m., making it impossible for beginners, seniors, and children to get meaningful court time or feel welcome. So I am asking this council to consider prioritizing the full renovation of Finch Park's courts, including repairing the faulty construction, adding 4 additional courts, installing evening lighting, and maintaining it as a designated pickleball hub. If Finch were rebuilt properly and extended hours were allowed, especially since there are no close adjacent homes, Ramsey residents, especially young adults, college students, and advanced players, would be far more inclined to play there. That in turn would significantly reduce traffic at the pool courts, easing concerns from neighbors while preserving access for seniors, casual players, and families closer to home. This isn't about choosing sides, it's about balanced, inclusive solutions. Let's honor the community's diverse needs by creating more opportunity and not less. Thank you for your time. and
Thank you.
Hi, Paul Aliano, 137 Mulmar Drive, right behind the pickleball courts. I'm probably the one that calls all the time, so you guys can get a good look at me if you want. When you do an ordinance, that means it's legal, right? I mean, it means that they have to abide by it.
Yes,
People.
it's
Okay,
enforceable.
so last night, it was I wanted to sit outside at 8:30 to watch the rest of the baseball game. I go out there, there's a bunch of people playing, younger kids. So I go there, I said, "It's 8:30, you guys have to leave." And the one tough kid, well, you know, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? What are you talking about? Are you kidding me?" And I said, "No, it's 8:30, you gotta leave. That's what it says on the sign." And they were just, you know, going off. And then all of a sudden, the one tough girl that was there, they were walking, F-bombing me. I don't think you guys know what an F-bomb is. Yeah, I was getting that. You gotta move. You're gonna be hated in this town. I don't care if I'm hated in this town. I don't care. But unrespectful. I don't know whose kids they are, but F-bombing me. You gotta move. You're hated in this town. You're a loser. That's what I was called last night. And it really bugged me, okay? And something's got to get done, okay? This pickleball court, I don't care what anybody says, don't belong in somebody's that close to a house. Look at every other respect. We're just supposed to be a respectful town. That's why we moved here, I thought it was. Every other town doesn't have them by somebody's house. Go to Franklin Lakes, go to Mawa, go to Montvale. Where are they? Not by somebody's houses. And the people that go there, tennis players are you know, they're pretty controlled. They're quiet. They play tennis. Pickleball courts is like playing a softball game. I mean, it's ridiculous. Old, young, what doesn't matter the age. It's just, and last night, what happened last night? You know, they're like, "Oh, I'm going to call the cops and tell them you're harassing us." I'm like, "I'm not harassing. I'm just telling you 8:30, you have to leave." That's the time. And now they got the new time up there, and everybody wants to change to the later time. Sit in my backyard and listen to this crap every time, every night. Just listen to it, okay? Goodbye.
Thank you, Mr. Aliano.
Hi, it's my first time here. My last name is Fang, F-A-N-G. Excuse me, sir.
No, ma'am, you have to speak to us, not to
All
him.
right. No, what he said is not true.
Okay,
I was
no,
there.
you're allowed to counteract.
Yeah, okay.
You're certainly
Yeah,
allowed
my
to.
last name is Fang, 273 Elizabeth Avenue. I was there last night. I was just sitting down, and there are two courts they are playing. So I was sitting down with my friend, and you know the fence? He came and just banged on the fence and looked at me. "You know you got 10 minutes to leave." And I look at him. I said, "I'm not playing pickleball. I'm sitting down." I said, you know, I'm going to call he used an F word. He used F word first. I can be the witness. So he left already. So now how? You know, he's not telling the truth. Then he went to the other kid. I said, "Oh, I don't know them." He said, you know, I said, "You can tell them." "Oh, I'm going to F the whole freaking tennis court," you know, and I keep quiet. So then he went to that two lady. Those kids are nice. Those kids say, "Hey, dude, you know, take it easy." He was screaming at them. He was using the F words first. Of course, he used the F word. Those girls will use the F word back to him. And then so another group, and lady, her name is Anne, they just say, "Hey, just calm down." He was not. He was very violent. I just want to be, I'm there. I'm just telling you. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else?
Hello, everyone. Rob Schuba, 190 North Spruce Street, over by Finch, SCIU BBA. So I didn't have anything planned tonight. This is my first town council thing ever, so thank you for having me. I guess first off, I mean, the word community's been brought up a ton tonight. I know it's kind of like a buzzword everyone throws around, and I guess I can be a testament to it as a 25-year-old coming to a town council meeting, that it is completely true, and pickleball's been something in my life where having played competitive sports in the past for Ramsey High School, I've lived here almost my entire life. It's a wonderful town. And being able to have that competitive spirit, in a sense, still be part of my life has been amazing. Me and my friends, my family, we started playing last year almost like every Thursday on the pool courts. So, and then transitioned to on other nights of the week doing the Finch courts where it's the more competitive, and I'll go with my friend who played like D1 tennis, and you go there and compete, and it's super awesome. I think as far as the noise complaints, I didn't know that was a thing, and to speak to a bit of character, the fact that he couldn't stick around and you know, hear anyone come back from him, I think says a lot. So I didn't know that was a problem, but that's kind of my just view of it. I think as far as the Finch courts, this has been something with my friends. If you would be able to, in some way, repave them, do things like that, I think it would be amazing. More just so, because I know this town is awesome and great and can be great, and I think the courts can definitely be a reflection of that. So I think whether that be extending them, repaving the ones we have, finding some middle ground there, as well as adding some level of lights, because I know me and my friends, being a little young, I like to stay out a little later, but when it's dark out and everything, having the lights, the option to stay later has been awesome, and just, especially at Finch, the nights during the week when it's packed and there's everybody from the community making friends, like they said, of all ages, walks of life. For me personally, it's been an amazing experience, so I just hope that's something that can continue. So, thank you.
Thank you. So what I think I would, what I've been formulating in my mind, and you might have noticed, I take copious notes, okay? So is there anybody else who wants to speak? Sure.
This is spontaneous too. I don't have anything ahead of time. Eileen Rakowski, 100 West Oak Street, RAKOWSKI. I want to talk about misophonia because it's something that I suffer from. Misophonia. It's irritation by specific sounds. Mine is chewing gum. I've had to deal with this my entire life, so if you're chewing gum, I will walk away, go someplace else. So with this guy, I think he has this mental health condition. I'm not a therapist, but let me just read it. Misophonia may cause a reaction to sounds such as dripping water, chewing, snapping gum, or repetitive noises such as pencil tapping. I mean, I don't know, does anyone in here suffer from the same thing? No, nobody. Oh, me,
Okay,
my
please
husband,
direct your
and-
comments to the dais.
Oh, okay. So me, my husband, and one daughter all have it. It drives us insane, and we have to walk away, or we listen to white noise. Just by that guy's reaction, I empathize with him because I don't think I would be able to stand the noise. But there's stuff that you could do. You turn on your air conditioner. You do something to drown out the noise. So I understand, but again, he should have rethought where he bought the house. That's all I have to say.
Okay,
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to make a comment? Oh, come on up, Mrs. Azuri.
Hi, Tammy Azuri, 83 Momar Drive.
Spell the last name.
Oh, Azouri. Yep, lived here almost 30 years. I think this is the first time that I've ever gotten up to speak, except for the variance for my front porch. So this is a really important issue. And as a member of the Board of Health, stigma-free, I'm not representing those groups, but I am a member of those committees in public health, community health, the health and well-being of our community is very important to me. I'm very passionate about that. If you have a chance and time to read an 82-page report from the Surgeon General from 2023, he released something called the loneliness epidemic. And he actually noticed these findings before COVID. So after COVID, it actually increased. And finding ways and social connections in communities is really important. I found that pickleball was one of those places where the community came together. I've never been so welcomed and encouraged to play. I'm not really good at it. It's nice that they keep inviting me back, but I appreciate that. I know I'm not great, but the camaraderie and the community that we feel is really important. Loneliness is directly related to cardiovascular health, diabetes, cancer risk, and obviously mental health, right? Depression, anxiety. Coming together as community is so important, and I think pickleball is one of those cute little niches that just came up out of nowhere, right, over time, that people have found to be fun, it's physical, and the social part is really important. So I would just ask you to consider that as you peruse all the information. But there is, science out there saying the importance of staying active for our mental health, physical, and emotional. That's it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Okay, is there anyone else? Come on up.
This was not planned. I got railroaded from my neighbors to play pickleball.
No worries. Okay.
My name is Mrs. Nussbaum, Nussbaum. I've been here for over 40 years.
Address, please?
107 Reefy Ave. So if we're going to build any barriers or any of that kind of stuff, could we get one on Reefy Ave to block the noise of the train?
I'm trying to tell you, the train is under New Jersey Transit's jurisdiction. We're not allowed to touch it.
I know, but when you're buying a home, you should do your investigating, do your research. The gentleman that I heard I got your last board meeting about that, all of the stuff like that, when you should have had a better relationship with your real estate person, and she should have maybe informed you. So I'm expecting you to move the pool. Are you going to be moving the pool next,
No plans.
Oh, okay. I don't know. According to him, you might have to. No, it's just something that this is a very good community, and you should be happy that the kids are out playing pickleball and tennis at night, rather than harassing people on Main Street or doing bad things. Taught for 38 years, so I kind of know the kids. And he sat there while everybody was talking, mumbling, and I said, "You're being rude," and he didn't want to hear it. So I knew when he got up that, and then I said, he said something, I don't know what he said, I didn't care what he said, but, it's just one of these things, when you aggravate the kids, they're gonna go back at you. You treat people with respect, you will get respect. And I could tell the tone, if he did, they gave it back to him. And they should have done more. No, sorry. So we have to have a happy medium. You have to have people that are on Sunday with their family, and then they want to get out and play pickleball at 4 o'clock in the afternoon when it starts to cool off. Those are the hours that are more important, And if there's still a problem, then he needs to redo his windows, turn on the air conditioner, and do that white noise. What do you call that stuff? I don't have any kids. I had plenty in school. So you do that. You can void a lot of the noise, but it's just annoying to him because now he's annoyed. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't even know what that
Okay, is there anyone else? Okay, not seeing anybody, this is what I've been thinking. I take copious notes, so I've really heard what you've said, and what you really drove home, I think, was the point about summer hours. You need early morning, evening hours, because it's so hot during the middle day. Understood. What I would recommend is that, we can't really take any action tonight just the way you have to run the borough. And with ordinance and things like that, you have to introduce them, you have to have public hearings, you have to have public notice, blah, blah. So what I would suggest is that amongst all of you, you come up with a couple of people, I'd say 3 at the max, to be your representative, okay? Does that sound good to you? However you want to organize that. And then to work with the utilities, buildings and grounds committee, because this falls under utilities, buildings and grounds. Tennis courts, pool, Finch Park, all that kind of stuff falls under UB&G. So that's a committee, and that is, Councilwoman Cusick is in charge of that. So what I would suggest is y'all come up with your 3 members. We'll have meetings with the UB&G committee and come up with a solution. And, it's not going to be perfect for everybody, and I'm sorry to say that, but, we all have to live in the same community. We all have to respect each other. But I hear you loud and clear, and I think we certainly can make adjustments to the ordinance, absolutely. but I want to do it in a very smart way so that people, we hear you and, we take in your points of view, and then, Judy can also, or Councilwoman Cusick, excuse me, can also say, well, from a borough's perspective, this is what we're thinking of what we have to consider, okay? So I think that's probably the best way to move forward. And as far as Finch Park goes, we're actually doing introduction of ordinance tonight. We have 3 open public space grants that we're combining together in order to do improvements of those 4 courts. We're going to resurface them and really improve them. So that is being introduced later tonight. As far as lighting goes, that is actually a bigger project for Finch Park, something that we've been working on for quite a while.
Sorry, the ordinance does include lighting for the courts. itself.
Perfect. All right, so we're already halfway there. We're introducing the ordinance this evening.
Lighting is part of the ordinance that's being introduced tonight for the Finch Park courts.
So as far as the introduction of the ordinance goes, we will introduce the ordinance tonight. We'll do a second on it, but there won't be any public hearing because you can't do that the night they introduce an ordinance. What we'll do, Ms. Bendy will make public notice of it. So at our next council meeting, we'll consider it in August. So at the August council meeting, which I believe is August 27th, we only do one council meeting in July and August to try and give everybody a little bit of a break. We will have the public hearing on that. And Mr. Vosé will give, if you want to stay tonight and listen when we do the introduction of the public ordinances, there will be a detailed explanation about exactly what is in that ordinance and what it hopes to accomplish. So, you're more than welcome to stay and listen to it, but otherwise we'll go over it once again at the August 27th meeting because that's when action will be taken on the ordinance, when the actual voting will be. So, yes, ma'am?
Does this timeframe affect only the pickleball players, or can people still play tennis?
No, it's the courts.
It's the courts themselves.
Okay, because I used to coach tennis, and we used to have to use those courts. And the tennis match didn't end until 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. I don't think that's gonna happen again, but if it did, you have a situation.
Well, it'll be very comprehensive that we do, because it's the courts themselves. It's very hard to separate pickleball from tennis in one set of courts as far as drafting or an ordinance to do that. So you have to look at the whole courts, the courts as a whole. So is there anyone else who would like to speak?
Just a clarification.
Nope, stand up, you have to put your name back on the record, please.
John Hanna, Hanna, 125 Momar Drive. So obviously, we have an ordinance that's in effect, and we can't take action on it this evening. So the status quo, from a legal perspective, will remain until there's an opportunity to vote on a new ordinance in August. So that the current hours are still in effect, presumably,
Yes.
correct? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, with the way the ordinances go, because the goal is to introduce the ordinance in August and then pass it in September.
Okay, Natalie Hansen, Hansen, 25 Sun Valley Road. So I was following up on what you just said, Mayor, Miss Mayor? I don't.
Come again?
I would address you a different way if we weren't in this building.
Don't worry about it.
As a friend, but,
It's all
so when it's proposed next month, you will be voting on it?
No.
The ordinance, so
So
when
what
are
we'll
we
be
looking at
voting
it?
on next month will be the ordinance for the improvements at Finch Park.
Okay.
Because you have to do introduction, then you have to do the hearing.
Got it.
So the goal would be to have the working group come up with your solutions and everything, working with Councilwoman Cusick and her committee, and then introduce that at August
In
and
August.
pass it in September.
In effect, if it passed in September and everyone is happy, it starts
Immediately.
September, the next day
Immediately.
after this meeting.
Yeah, what we'll do is take the signs down in September when it passes.
Got it.
the current
Thank you.
signage. Okay. Is there anything we can do in September? Okay, all right.
Okay.
Yes.
Last name is Fang, 273 Elizabeth Avenue. But then, how about those kids going to waste their whole summer?
That's the way it works with and I just, confirmed with Borough Attorney Scandariato. It's an ordinance, and to change it, we have to go through the public hearing process.
I understand that, but you know, last month, nobody knew about the ordinance. And we were not here. And then you guys at first table it. Then later on, somebody said that untable it, you know. So it's a sense it's not fair for the youngster that this summer they don't pay 365 days. I feel for the kids, you know, and especially Sunday and Saturday when you drive past. This is a friendly neighborhood. You drive past, it's like a dead town like that. No, we live 31 years here. My husband, first time when we drive past, my husband said, there's a swimming pool, there's a tennis court.
Okay.
We're gonna buy the house here.
Yes.
That's what we did. Yeah.
I've already heard you on this,
Yeah, I
okay, thank
understand
you,
that,
but
yeah.
this is the way the process works with an ordinance, and we did do an introduction of ordinance, and we did have a public hearing with it before it was passed.
I did my best.
Okay?
Hi, my name is David DeLisi. I live at 85 Dogwood Terrace. Last name is DELISI. I really enjoyed listening to everyone speak tonight, but I have to bring something to your attention. The new sign that you put up for the new ordinance, you spelled pickleball wrong. And that's all I wanted to say.
I gotta tell you, I am embarrassed by that. The sign is spelled pickleball incorrectly. All right, we'll bring that up with the DPW because they're the ones who actually order the signs and put them up, okay? So Bruce will mention that to Mr. D'Agostino, who's the DPW superintendent. So thank you for bringing that to our attention. All right, so is there anybody else who wants to speak? Okay, then what I would suggest, have somebody who work amongst yourselves, come up with the 3 people that you'd like, and, if you want to go to 4, hey,
Your
that's cool.
input is invalid.
Oh, stop it. Oh, that usually, Sarah usually gets that message, not me. And then please reach out to Mr. Bozet, okay, by email, and we'll get things going up with Councilwoman Cusick.
Absolutely.
Okay? Folks, thank you for all
I'm
your time.
ready to start this weekend or
Appreciate you coming.
tomorrow. You guys just let us know, okay?
Okay, thank you for coming. Appreciate your time. I know, I get that.
See you Sunday.
Why are you
I'll
telling
see
me?
you Sunday.
No, we can't.
Yeah, you probably are.
I think I played with some, based on your story, because I played tennis and shirt that girl and you mentioned it. I'm like, I think because I hit around with the kid, he was like, all right.
No, I get it. Okay. Folks, can you please take it outside? We still have more to do. Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice evening. My husband's from Jersey City.
Believe me, I know. Believe me, I know.
Thank you. Have a nice evening. Hi, Sue.
Why aren't you with your friend drinking?
Shh, don't say that from the dais. Jeez Louise.
Why aren't you with your friend drinking? Soda. Soda.
What?
No, committee report.
Oh, we have to finish the meeting. Okay, folks, we got to finish our meeting.
Bob, take it out.
You either sit down, be quiet, or take it outside, because we still have more meeting to do. Okay. At this point, I think we will close public comment, unless there's anybody else who wants to speak. Not seeing anyone, we'll close public comment at this point. And let's move on to committee and liaison reports. Finance and Administration, Councilman Gutwetter.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Mayor. First off, I would like to congratulate all those appointees listed on the agenda this evening. Thank them for their service to the borough. I also like to congratulate Officer Warnett for her promotion to sergeant at the Ramsey Police Department. My report for tonight, on the library board, the 2025 summer reading program is underway since the end of June. I will have a report once the program is concluded later in the summer. The library will be making a presentation to the residents of the Woodlands on services the library can offer to the residents. This will take place on July 30th. The library is working on creating a native species seed lending program in conjunction with the local Girl Scout troop, the Ramsey Garden Club, and the Environmental Commission. More information to follow. And patrons can purchase many Ramsey Library branded merchandise such as t-shirts, mugs, and tote bags. For Recreation Commission, the Fall Rec Soccer registration is open for play beginning in September. Men's and women's softball leagues are continuing through the summer. Adult registration available on Team Snap, Civic Rec, and the Borough website for adult pickup soccer. Summer camp at Finch Park will be concluding this Friday, the 25th of July. Registration is available for the 47th Jack McKeon Memorial Ramsey Run on Saturday, September 20th. Ramsey Farmers Market is open from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. through November. There will be a Peach Festival on August 3rd, sponsored by the Women's Club of Ramsey. Come and check out all the great vendors that are in attendance at the market each and every Sunday, as well as crafts for children and music, and a nonprofit organization is usually in attendance. Thank you. That's my report for this evening.
Thank you, Councilman Gutwetter. Public Safety, may I have that, please? Thank you. Councilman Kilman.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would like to congratulate and thank Carolyn Green and Ralph Venturini as they retire from Office of Emergency Management. I'd like to thank them for their service. Also, congratulations to all the appointments this evening. And let me move on to the new Emergency Services Complex. The design team continues to make strong progress on the Ramsey Emergency Services Complex project. They are developing a revised comprehensive concept that remains within set budget parameters despite ongoing inflation and construction costs. Once the design is complete, it will be presented to the full mayor and council as well as to the public. Following an internal review of the proposed plan and bid package, the borough will submit the materials to the State Office of Comptroller for approval before proceeding to the bidding phase. At this time, there is no estimated timeline for when these steps will occur. And that's it for tonight, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Anything from the VFW? Okay, thank you. Building, Planning, and Zoning, Councilwoman Woods.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I hope everyone is enjoying their summer. I want to congratulate Diane Warnett on her promotion to sergeant, and I also would like to congratulate Ralph Venturini and Carolyn Green, but I am very sad to see them go, but I wish them the best. The Design Review Board met last night and approved 2 applications. With the help of our new board secretary, we are working on new procedures to help the zoning official with enforcement by communicating any infractions of the revised sign ordinance. We are also revising the information packet to applicants to further clarify the sign ordinance. Lastly, we will be creating an educational introduction packet for new members to the Design Review Board so they know what their responsibilities are. The next Design Review Board meeting is Tuesday, August 26th. The senior trustees met July 10th. The success of the senior gala was discussed, and how thankful they were to the mayor and council members that attended and helped. They also thanked the Girl Scouts and OEM. The seniors have 648 registered members and had a table at the new resident mixer, which was successful. They are having a summer photo contest and getting ready for the senior picnic, which will be September 3rd. A New Jersey Division of Taxation representative came to assist residents with filling out their senior tax freeze form. The next meeting will be August 14th. The Zoning Board of Adjustment meeting for July 16th was canceled because there were no complete applications. The next meeting will be August 20th. Lastly, I attended the Eagle Scout Court of Honor for Dylan Hunt this past Sunday and shared the proclamation by the mayor. It was a wonderful event. I just wanted to mention that to achieve Eagle Scout, you must complete 21 very involved merit badges. Dylan completed an additional 79 merit badges and still has 3 months to complete any more that interest him. He's exceptional. It was just a wonderful event, and I was really honored to be there. Thank you.
And also, what was Dylan's Eagle Scout project?
The wonderful sign project at the entrance to Ramsey, Garrison Pond.
Yes.
Yes, wonderful. So make sure you see it on the way in.
Thank you. Utilities, Buildings and Grounds, Councilwoman Cusick.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm going to lead off by saying I'm impressed by the 4 courageous Ramsey football players who helped the victims of the crash on the Parkway. I think that there's more to come. I also want to thank our Ramsey team for the wonderful Independence Day celebration. It's been a while since we've met, so, and congratulations to our appointments, and Ralph and Caroline, the best. My report will be an update regarding our Planning Board, Shade Tree Commission, and Board of Public Works. The Ramsey Planning Board meeting on the 15th July. There were 6 waiver applications which were approved. At this meeting, the board discussed an amendment to the ordinance for front porches, which will be forwarded to the mayor and council for consideration. The next planning board meeting is 19 August. The Shade Tree Commission met last week. Our next meeting is scheduled for the 21st of August. The commission has started planning for the 2026 planting season. For the Ramsey Board of Public Works, it last met on the 21st July. The next meeting is 18 August. Borough Administrator Vose will provide information on the DPW and BPW bond ordinances regarding capital improvements for our borough. I'm going to touch on some of the science. The per and polyfluorinated substances, PFAS, are chemicals used in products that resist heat, stains, oil, grease, and our U.S. EPA water quality limits are in effect, and they impact our water supply. Our architectural and engineering firm, H2M, is collaborating with the Ramsey Water Department on treatment solutions for well facilities at Arrow, Darlington, Brookfield, North Central, and Spring Street. The New Jersey Infrastructure Bank, known as the I-Bank, provides low-interest loans through the New Jersey Water Bank for environmental infrastructure projects, including the PFAS contamination treatment in drinking water. Our borough projects have been submitted for consideration, and the I-Bank is currently reviewing the environmental planning document. The lead service line replacement, the Board of Public Works is actively planning and implementing measures to comply with the NJDEP's lead service line replacement mandate, requiring all lead service lines in the water system be replaced by the year 2031. And finally, the Consumer Confidence Report summarizing the 2024 drinking water quality data is available on the Ramsey website, and it confirms no water quality violations occurred during 2024. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Public and Governmental Relations, Councilwoman Poppy.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would like to begin my report by thanking Carolyn Green and Ralph Venturini for your long tenure with the borough. I wish you all the best in your retirement. Also, congratulations to Officer Warnett on her promotion to sergeant, and to all of those listed on the agenda who have been appointed to our wonderful emergency services teams. I would like to start with the pool commission. The next meeting will be on August 20th at the municipal pool at 7:30 p.m. It is an open public meeting, so all are welcome to attend. Gary Bach has been doing a great job directing the pool. I was just there for the last 2 Fab Fridays, and I thought that they were very well run. I thought that the staff was very on point. And it was nicely done. And I appreciate all the updates for security and verifying membership as well. Ramsey Day will be on September 6th, so save the date for that. And I would also like to make a comment on the Ramsey Municipal Alliance. The Ramsey Municipal Alliance means a lot to me. It's an organization that I was the chair of before I was on council. Shauna Larcella took over that responsibility of chairing the Municipal Alliance, which is the substance abuse prevention education programming within the community. They fund a lot of programs through the schools, as well as for our community members. Shauna has served as chair for over 3 years. She did a fabulous job expanding the program, and she is stepping down at the end of this month. So I just wanted to take a moment and thank her for her hard work and dedication to our community. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Health, Education, Social Services, Councilman Popolo.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Again, I'd like to congratulate Carolyn Green and Ralph Venturini for their service. We're going to miss them and what they've done, and we'll miss them dearly. Congratulations to all the appointees on their roles, and thank them for their services. I'll start off with Rife. Just to make note, we had the pool party event in August, which will be August 14th, probably begin at 5 p.m. and go till 8 p.m. Frankie's will handle the food and barbecue, but we should have a significant turnout. We usually do for that event at the Ramsey Pool. And again, thank you to Gary and his staff to help out. Soccer will begin in September, so that's going to be next on the agenda for the Rifers kind of doing that. For Environmental Committee, there's no meeting in July. The next meeting will be August 12th. Environmental did get their second half of the grant funding for the signs and everything, so at least they got that going through. We're in the process now of working through that and figuring out how that's going to be utilized over the next couple of months for that. Board of Ed did have a meeting. I think it was canceled, and then we did have it in the morning at 9. I did not attend, but I will follow up to find out the information on that. We are in the process with Borough Clerk Bendian coordinating for August for the 4 Ramsey students, so hopefully that'll all work out for the August meeting that we'll have. And that is it for tonight.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, for my comments, I just want to take note of the Independence Day celebration. It was supposed to be on July 3rd. We had inclement weather that night, so it was the right call to move it to July 6th. It was attended by thousands of people, so I'm very happy with how many people were there. I'd like to thank Borough Administrator Rose, Councilwoman Poppy, the DPW, the Ramsey Police, Emergency Services, the VFW, for all making that such a wonderful event. And of course, the Wind Symphony did a lovely job performing during the fireworks. Congratulations to Sergeant Mornett. We have very high expectations for her, so I know she'll do a great job. Thanks to everyone who was appointed tonight, to Kathy Daney, to the Planning Board, and then to the gentleman for Fire and Rescue. And I'd like to thank all the residents who showed up this evening to discuss the Planning Board, the pickleball courts. Their comments were very eloquent, and we will certainly take them into consideration. And thank you to Shauna Lauricelli. She has done a great job with the Ramsey Municipal Alliance, as well as kickstarting Stigma Free, which had kind of fallen by the wayside, and Shauna has really made it get going again. So appreciate her, all of her help and her leadership for that. And that's all I have. Borough Administrator.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Comments on some of the resolutions and the introduction of ordinances. Resolution 129 authorized the borough to increase its bid and quote thresholds in accordance with the state changes in the local public contract law every 5 years. The state reviews and modifies the threshold limits to the public contracts law. These limits determine the floor cost of a purchase that will require a municipality to solicit for multiple quotes from qualified contractors or require a formal advertised public bid. This year, the state has changed the thresholds to be any purchase over $53,000 would require a public bid, and any purchase over $7,950 but under 53,000 would require soliciting multiple quotes. These are the limits that pertain to Ramsey's. We have a qualified purchasing agent, which allows these limits to be higher than they would be if we did not have a qualified purchasing agent. The municipality may purchase items from a state contractor through a cooperative contract also, as these have previously been publicly bid by a state or the cooperative. These contracts generally provide better pricing, as state or cooperative bids have obviously higher quantities than a one-town bid would have and can at times achieve economies of scale pricing. Resolution 135 you saw tonight was the confirming of the appointment of Sergeant Diane Warnett to the Ramsey Police Department. With Sergeant Sanders' recent retirement, Chief Lyman had begun the process of promotion to fill that open position. A number of candidates applied, and after the Police Department command staff review process, 3 candidates were recommended to the Mayor and Public Safety Committee for consideration. Interviews were held by Mayor Dillon, Council President Kilman, Councilwoman Cusick, and myself. The recommendation was to appoint Officer Warnett as the next sergeant for the Ramsey Police Department, effective today, and she was sworn in earlier tonight. Resolution 137 is an emergency appropriation for the Water Sewer Capital Improvement Fund. This is necessary to authorize the Board of Public Works to make a down payment on Bond Ordinance 15/2025. The Board of Public Works budget has funds available in the capital outlay line of the budget that's available for project spending. However, although this ordinance is for funding of a couple capital projects by state requirements, the capital outlay funds may not be used as a down payment. Therefore, this $120,000 will be added to the Board of Public Works budget to make the down payment, and will be raised through revenue in the 2026 budget in accordance with state guidelines for this situation. Resolutions 138, 140, 142, and 143. All 4 are related to the building department, and some of the things we've discussed tonight. On tonight's agenda, we have the official retirement notifications from Carolyn Green and Ralph Venturini, longtime employees in our building department. They were accepted with regret as resolutions 142 and 143. Carolyn will be retiring as of September 1st, has been our senior technical assistant to the construction official for a number of years. Resolution 138 is for the appointment of a new technical assistant to the department. We had advertised for the position, and after the application and interview process, are recommending the governing body appoint Alyssa Tempio for the position of technical assistant. Alyssa's worked as a technical assistant in a neighboring town and joins Ramsey with the relevant experience in the position, as well as working in a municipality that also utilizes the same construction office software as we do, which will be a plus in the transition. She joins us next Monday for her official start, so she'll have about a month of overlap with Carolyn to further help the transition. Due to the volume of permits and work that comes through the Ramsey Construction Office, we have 2 full-time technical assistants. Our second technical assistant, Laura Coletti, we're recommending with Resolution 140, a salary adjustment to her annual salary. With the retirements and transitions in the department, while Laura's title will not change, certainly some of the workflow, duties, and responsibilities may change over the transition as the department moves forward. We will, over the course of the next few meetings, have additional changes to fill Ralph's position as well. I will also have more to say at the future meetings regarding the retirements of Carolyn and Ralph, and the value they have brought as employees to the borough will certainly be missed. Resolution 139 is appointing me as the municipal housing liaison. In accordance with the state affordable housing regulations, the borough is to have a municipal housing liaison. I was appointed to this role a number of years ago with the start of the new 4th round of state affordable guidelines. The resolution updates the old one to be part of our compliance package for this new 4th round of affordable housing, which just started on July 1st. Resolution 140 approves the New Jersey Interoperable Communication System user agreement with the state of New Jersey. The borough, as part of its overall emergency communication capital investment upgrade, has been reviewing options for utilizing a 700 megahertz network. Both the county and state offer these networks. In reviewing the options on the features and capabilities of both systems, it was determined that the state system will provide the largest benefit to the borough in both moving our technology and equipment forward while preserving current operational and functional benefits at the local level where it is cost effective. This resolution approves the user agreement and is the required first step for the borough to become part of the state system. We have a number of ordinances for introduction on the agenda tonight. I'll make some comments on those. Ordinance 14/2025 is a multi-purpose bond ordinance for borough improvements in the amount of $5.3 million. This addresses capital improvements in 3 different areas. Resurfacing and new lighting for the pickleball and basketball courts at Finch Park, $950,000. This project upgrades the Finch Park pickleball and basketball courts with the removal of the court surface and a full resurfacing of all the courts. In addition, the project will replace the existing lighting, install new court lighting for all courts. Over the last few years, the borough has sought out and received 3 different grants for this work, which cumulatively total $312,775, or approximately a third of the estimated cost of the project. It also includes this ordinance, emergency services communication upgrades. The borough's emergency communication system, infrastructure, and radio equipment are all nearing the end of their useful life. Last year, the borough saw proposals from independent professionals in the specialized field who are not representatives of any of the equipment manufacturers to review our infrastructure and equipment and make recommendations on an upgrade plan. After review of the proposals, the borough selected VCOM as its consultant and contracted with them in accordance with Resolution 127 of 2024. VCOM issued a report to the borough with a few options for review and consideration. The borough has used the VCOM recommendations and further refined the plan for implementation. The ordinance would fund this capital project covering a number of components. Infrastructure equipment to move to the new 700 megahertz systems that the state, County of Bergen, most New Jersey law enforcement agencies have all moved to or will be moving to in the near future as they replace legacy systems. This equipment is planned to be added to an existing communication monopole in the borough. New mobile and portable radios to replace the current end-of-life radios from the Ramsey Police Department, the Volunteer Emergency Services, and the Ramsey DPW. And infrastructure equipment at Ramsey PD headquarters to replace the current end-of-life equipment, including the dispatch center and the other requisite support equipment. It is also includes, as part of the ordinance, construction of a new garage at the Department of Public Works. This portion of the ordinance is in coordination with the project to build the new Island Avenue Emergency Services Complex. After demolition of the existing Island Ave firehouse and during the year plus of construction, the borough will need inside space to store and protect its investment in the life-saving apparatus of the fire department and the rescue squad. This new building will be at that location at the DPW and serve for that apparatus during the construction of the new firehouse, and then transition afterwards to a DPW garage so that some of our trucks and equipment that are currently stored outside will then be moved inside to preserve their life and extend their useful life. Ordinance 15 of 2025 is a multi-purpose bond ordinance for capital improvements for the Board of Public Works in the amount of $2.4 million. This bond ordinance addresses capital improvements for the Board of Public Works in 3 areas. The replacement of the Snyder Avenue water main. The Board of Public Works has, over the last number of years, worked on upgrading some remaining old and undersized 4-inch water mains in the borough. This is a continuation of that long-term project with the replacement of Snyder Ave's water main. At the same time of the water main upgrade, any needed lead service lines, as Councilwoman Cusick referenced earlier. Those replacements will also be made on the borough's portion of the service line in compliance with the state mandate to complete these upgrades by 2031. This ordinance also includes Phase 3 of the lead service line water service replacements. The Board of Public Works continues the multi-year project for these replacements in compliance with the aforementioned state mandate. This is the 3rd phase of the replacements. Will include test pits to identify the composition of any unknown lines, as well as replacements of previously identified lead service lines. It also, the ordinance includes preliminary engineering, design, and permitting services for water treatment systems for PFAS at the Darlington, Brookfield, North Central, and Spring Street wells. As previously discussed, the EPA have instituted new water quality standards regarding PFAS over the last 2 years. The Board of Public Works has actively worked to develop water treatment systems at its supply wells for the PFAS treatment. Ramsey had proactively put in treatment systems for PFAS in advance of the EPA legislation at some of our wells and continues this multi-year capital investment plan for the additional treatment systems at remaining wells. This portion of the ordinance would fund these preliminary pre-construction costs for this next phase of treatment systems anticipated to be out to bid in construction in 2026. And one final ordinance for introduction tonight. This ordinance, 16/2025, amends previously adopted Ordinance 4 of 2023 to provide additional funding for the design and architectural services for the construction of the new Fire Department Rescue Squad OEM Station Complex on Island Ave. As Council President Kilman has discussed in his updates at the mayor and council meetings, this project had been undergoing further review through a number of meetings and evaluation of market conditions. It's been determined that material changes to the design and construction drawings needed to be made to stay within the budget parameters initially estimated. These changes will still provide a complex that meets the future needs of these departments, but will ultimately reduce the cost to meet the original parameters of the project. This ordinance amends the original ordinance of 4/2023 that provided the initial funding for the design and architectural services to increase the amount to revise the design and construction drawings for the new design. And that would conclude my comments.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Nothing else?
I'm done.
Okay, great. All right, thank you. That was very comprehensive. All right, Borough Attorney?
Nothing, thank you.
Borough Clerk?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay, all right, then let's move on to introduction of ordinances. Ordinance 14/2025.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Ordinance 14/2025, be it resolved that an ordinance titled Bond Ordinance to authorize the making of various public improvements in, by, and for the Borough of Ramsey in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $5,300,000 to pay for the cost thereof, to make a down payment to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds. Pass the first reading by title, and that said ordinance be further considered for final passage and adoption at a regular meeting of the mayor and council to be held on the 27th day of August, 2025 at 7 p.m. prevailing time or as soon after as the matter can be reached at the municipal building in said borough. And be it further resolved that the borough clerk be, and she hereby is instructed to publish in an official newspaper of the borough, in the borough manner provided by law, a copy of said ordinance together with notice of introduction thereof and notice when the same will be considered for final passage and adoption.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any comments in addition to Mr. Bozaz?
No comments further than Mr.
Thank you.
Bozais.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cusick?
Yes.
Councilman Gutwetter?
Yes.
Councilman Kilman?
Yes.
Councilman Popolo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods?
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance 15/2025.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Should I have the phone down here or no?
No, sure.
Why not?
I was in the AV club, so. Thank you. Intro to Ordinance 15-2025. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to authorize the making of various public improvements in, by, and for the water sewage utility of the Borough of Ramsey in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $2.4 million to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds. Pass the first reading by title, and that said ordinance be further considered for final passage and adoption at a regular meeting of the mayor and council to be held on the 27th day of August, 2025, 7 p.m. prevailing time, or as soon after as the matter can be reached at the municipal building in said borough, and be it further resolved that the borough clerk be, and she hereby is instructed to publish in an official newspaper, the borough in the manner provided by law, a copy of said ordinance, together with notice of introduction thereof, and notice when the same will be considered for final passage and adoption.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. That was for $2,400,000, correct?
Madam Mayor, that was $2,400,000.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Cusick?
Yes.
Councilman Gutwetter?
Yes.
Councilman Kilman,
Yes.
Councilman Papala,
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppe.
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods.
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance 16, 2025.
Thank you again, Madam Mayor. Be it resolved that an ordinance 16, 2025, entitled "The Bond Ordinance to Amend the Title" in sections 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and 11 of the Bond Ordinance, Ordinance 04-2023, entitled "Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Making of Various Public Improvements and the Acquisition of a New Automotive Vehicle, including original apparatus and equipment in and by the Borough of Ramsey and the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $2,721,600 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds, to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, adopted on April 26, 2023. Pass the first reading by title, and that said ordinance be further considered for final passage and adoption at a regular meeting of the mayor and council to be held on the 27th day of August 2025 at 7 p.m. prevailing time, or as soon after as the matter can be reached at the municipal building in said borough. And be it further resolved that the borough clerk be, and she hereby is, instructed to publish in an official newspaper of the borough in the manner provided by law, a copy of said ordinance together with notice of the introduction thereof, and notice when the same will be considered for final passage and adoption.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Any comments in addition to Mr. Voze's earlier?
No, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cusick.
Yes.
Councilman Gutwitter,
Yes.
Councilman Kilman,
Yes.
Councilman Papala,
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppe.
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We have no unfinished business or new business. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
8:39.